Hello, we are live from HITEC. It's Thursday, also sometimes known by others as Partner Day, and we have a very important partner with us in the booth from Assa Abloy. We have the President of the Americas, Nico. We wanted to really talk about our mobile app, the important feature that we have with Mobile Key that is often powered by Assa Abloy. So, Nico, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Dominic. Thank you for the opportunity and the partnership. It's been a great relationship over the years. All over the country. I was in Latin America before, so I know your company from Brazil and all the partnerships we did. And now with the app, I think it's a fantastic addition, and I think that the partnership is getting even stronger.
No, we appreciate it. Obviously, with everything going on in the world today, the ability to do Mobile Key is super important.
So, when you started with the app, tell me a little bit about that journey.
So Nonius has always been a digital native, but we've started adding pieces and parts of what we call the digital journey. And so obviously the TV feature is a really important piece of what we do, but engaging guests is really important whether they're in the room or not. So being able to take that TV experience and then extend it out to a mobile device and give the guest access to all those same services, all that same information, all that guest experience in the same place became important for us. And so we really felt like an app was something that we needed to have as part of our technical stack. So we've been doing that for about 4 years now, I believe, and at this point we have over 300 apps deployed, most of which have been deployed in the last year and a half.
Oh, that's incredible. And how important are the integrations to that app? I mean, I understand that you always been having this fantastic graphical interface, very lean and beautiful, but the content, the PMSs, the log systems, how is that being, in your roadmap?
It's been just super important. To have an app is great. Anybody can get information, but if an app is just information, then it's just a little website that you have to download. So nobody really wants that. They want to have a real IoT experience and connect all the things in their room, and that includes, their lights and their curtains. But it all starts with their lock. If they can't get into their room, then it doesn't matter. And with the real focus right now on being a lot more touch-free and to make the guest journey more seamless, Assa Abloy and the mobile key functionality has just been super key, and it's probably the central pillar right now to the number one reason why people do want to deploy an app versus 2 years ago.
Yeah, I think it's a very good point. And I think what I always say is that it's kind of the identity, right? It's the app can learn what the guest wants in terms of temperature or what TV show they was watching before going to the meeting or that type of thing, and using it in the door, it's making that room their home again for a second. Like moving their identity together with it. Right. So it's not about just the touchless item, but it's everything that goes around that experience of having customize the room, the TV, the lights, the temperature, the curtains, everything to your taste. And I think that's a fantastic way to create experience for guests, right?
I think that is really the next evolution for hospitality. So hospitality is not just about a great experience, it's about a personal experience. And how do I make that, people want to know that the hotel knows them, knows what they like, and can give them what they like in an experience. Otherwise, they're not just looking for a bed, they're really looking for experiential travel, and a lot of that can be driven by the things we do in the TV, the things that we do in the app. And so the more robust, the more value that it adds, I think that's the biggest challenge hoteliers see right now is they look at the app and they're like, well, how can I get my guests to download an app?
Yeah.
And the answer is you add value to their stay by putting things in the app that make their stay better.
You're right. And one thing, Dominic, that I believe that still is a challenge is for the traditional hoteliers, this was always very complicated.
Yeah.
It's okay, I need to buy all these vendors and trying to make them talk together,
right,
and making this integration, and then the maintenance of it. in your experience with everything that changed in the past few years and the technology and the new protocols, how complicated or how easy it is, to get these up and running? I'm an hotelier. I want these. I already have the locks. That's probably one of the biggest part because I have to make a hole in the door and so on. But for everything else, once you have at least the big chunks of, the known vendors in it. You have Assa Abloy lock. You have a thermostat that everybody knows. You have, some of these things already. How long it takes to actually implement a solution like this?
Well, from a customer perspective, again, that's where we really want to be as frictionless as we can. So yeah, there's a lot of technology that happens. There's integrations, there's building stuff, there's sometimes development because each hotel is unique and they don't all have the same tech stack, and you always come against a new vendor with a new project and suddenly there's something completely different. The key is it has to not be visible to the customer.
Exactly.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain kind of stuff. It needs to be seamless. So there is a lot of work involved for it, but from our perspective for the customer, it all happens behind the scenes, and from their perspective, it's a 4 to 6 week process to deploy a new app, and they could do it quicker than that if we need to, but don't need to.
No, but that's nothing. I mean, it's a very quick experience, and I think they really add value. The ability to decide if you want to pick up the phone and call somebody to order a hamburger, or just getting it from your app at the same time that you set your temperature and change the channel, and put your that is very
well,
big.
I talk to
value.
people who are like, well, I want to talk to the guest. I want to interface with them. To them, that's service. But to some guests, having it on your phone, that is a better way of service than going down to the front desk and talking to someone. That's more personal to them because that's how they engage the rest of their life. It's kind of the Uberization of the hotel. I want to be able to have everything at the touch of my hand.
Yeah, absolutely right. And in our world, it also helps a lot with operations because one thing that people don't realize is for people that's traveling and maybe rent a car in the airport or get an Uber and get into a hotel that right now after the pandemic they're not sometimes fully staffed, so you have to wait outside in the middle of a city. If you have an app like yours and you receive the key in advance, you just get into the garage door, you can get into the front door, you can get into elevator, and maybe not interact to absolutely nobody until you're in the room and you decide to. So, so I think it's about the experience, and it's not just the guest room door. We have parking garages, that type of thing, and you need to be prepared for that. If not, it's very complicated. You have to go into the front of the hotel, leave your luggage there, then go in the park of the car, then come back walking, and all these things. When actually you don't have to.
So let me ask you a question. What's next for Assa Abloy? Obviously, this mobile key technology has really kind of come into its own in the past couple of years and started to take off. Where do you guys see this evolving?
Well, we're basically reshaping our solutions. We thought that as everything is happening right now that is being rethink, we rethought that basically redesign the whole access management system. We put a cloud-based, totally cloud-based. There's no server, so with a good Nonius network,
they'll be great.
It's gonna so you don't absolutely need anything, the hardware at the front desk, other than a little encoder that actually is going to be your backup in case that for some reason, in the worst case scenario, we lose the ability to connect with the internet. Then so basically that's sometimes the last server standing in the server room. it's the locking. So we're removing that. We're also reshaping and redesigning the lock itself with a completely new platform, thinking about sustainability and loss lasting, but also all the new technologies that are coming. It might be, having the key on the wallet of your phone instead of and many other different devices. The other thing that we did is we identified that security in hotel is not only about closing doors or opening doors.
Yeah.
It's also about the people that is in the hotel. So we did a staff safety solution that is based on a mesh of Internet of Things that we place in the property. We're one of the approved vendors for pretty much every brand.
Yeah.
And what we do, it's the staff has these push buttons that they can press if they think that something's going wrong.
Sure.
And they get help, and that is tracking the person through the property, so you know exactly where it is. And we leverage that infrastructure to do things like asset tracking. So right now, you, in the front desk with limited personnel, you can check where the luggage cart is.
Yeah.
And you know that it's in room number 305, and that's where it was left. Or you need a crib, you know that there's 2 cribs. One is in 302, and the other one is in the, in the deposit. And you can know exactly where your things are. In addition to help the staff feeling more secure, So we're always trying to think about what's best for the security of the property.
Assa Abloy is always on the list of most innovative companies in the world. You guys are always pushing the envelope, and that's why we're so glad to be a partner with you.
Same here.
So glad that you shared some time with me today, Nico. And
thank you, Dominic.
Look forward to many more successful projects.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Thanks.
Thanks.